Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5.
A breaking news alert. Investigators have identified 2 body parts found in different areas of Kentucky as a woman missing from Lexington.
UK loses Alex Poythress to a season-ending injury. We have reaction from Coach Calipari, the team, and the fans.
Lexington police are looking for a man who they say tried to lure 3 different individuals into his car.
WKYT News at 5 starts now. We continue to track a breaking news alert this afternoon. Investigators tell us 2 body parts found in the Kentucky River are from the same missing Lexington woman.
WKYT's Garrett Weimer is tracking the breaking details. He's at the live desk with the latest. And Garrett, this all just developing in the last couple of hours.
That's right, Sam. The Henry County coroner tells us the victim is 50-year-old Goldia Massey. Investigators say Massey was last seen in late September in Scott County. She was reported missing on October 1st. Later that month, investigators found a severed arm in the Kentucky River in Henry County. But just last weekend, a human torso was found along the river in Jessamine County. The coroner tells us the state medical examiner tested tissue samples from the arm and torso, and investigators identified Massey using a fingerprint on the arm. The coroner says those 2 body parts were found about 120 miles apart on the river. Investigators say Massey's death will be investigated as a homicide. At the live desk, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
The Henry County coroner tells us Massey's family has been notified. That happened this morning. A big loss for the Wildcats. Starting forward Alex Poythress suffered a season-ending injury during practice.
This afternoon, UK coach Don Calipari talked about how the team will now move forward. WKYT's Rob Bromley's here with our top story at 5. Rob.
Well, I'll tell you, just a devastating blow for Alex and, of course, for the Kentucky Wildcats. Torn ACL in his left knee, the junior forward is lost for the remainder of the season. Early this afternoon, Cal said he wasn't sure how he would handle things on the court tomorrow against North Carolina. The Cats were just getting ready to practice. But this team is dealing with a big loss. Willie Cauley-Stein rooms with Poythress.
I mean, he's just that older brother, you know what I'm saying? He's just the good brother that, you know, is always doing the right stuff, got his grades right, and, like, it's just crazy that why this got to happen to a dude that just does everything right, that definitely doesn't deserve, you know, to go down with the injury like that.
The reality of it is the fear and the anxiety and all the other stuff that Alex has and we have for him, you know, it zaps you. You know, it zapped me. I mean, it zapped my wife last night. You know, brought back memories of what she had to deal with Brad.
That's right. Cal's son Brad went through a torn ACL just last season. Coming up in sports, what does Cal plan to do now without Alex? I'll have that at 6 coming up in sports.
All right, we'll see you then, Rob. Thank you. Tomorrow's game is at noon. You can see it here on WKYT. While fans were disappointed to hear the news about Poythress, they say they are still hopeful the Cats will continue to have a successful season. WKYT's Jerica Insco caught up with a few of those fans this afternoon. She continues our top story team coverage live now outside Rupp Arena. Hi, Jerica.
Seats in the eruption zone for tomorrow's game. Now they're focused on that, but they're also focused and thinking of Alex Poythress and his torn ACL and what that means for the team. Now, as you can see, some more UK fans and students have showed up to set up their tents. They're also ready for tomorrow.
He's definitely one of the most humble players in the team. So it really stung last night when I saw the news that that he was injured. You know, with all that he's given to the team, both on and off the court, it was really unfortunate that it happened. And you know, I think it'll be a little bump for our team, but we're really deep, so hopefully, hopefully it'll fire up the team and they'll get some inspiration to, win it for them.
It's a really terrible thing to happen to such a good player, but I still think our team is going to be able to rally around him and pull through and still make this season a very happy one for all of us students and all of the Big Blue Nation.
So in order to kind of ensure that we kept our spots, we started having to camp out earlier for the games, and yeah, that's what it's come to.
Speaking of all that camping out, fans will be allowed to line up outside Rupp Arena starting at about 5 a.m. tomorrow morning.
He's accused of trying to force young girls into his car. A man Lexington police describe as being in his 70s was seen yesterday between 3 and 4 o'clock driving around North Lexington. Police say he approached a woman on Bryan Avenue and 2 elementary school girls at the Dunbar Center on North Upper. WKYT's Kristen Kennedy is live now off Bryan Avenue, where the first report came in regarding this man. Kristen?
Sam, we are here right off Bryan Avenue. Just like you said, that first report came in at this corner around 3:30 this afternoon. This is where they say a man tried grabbing a woman, putting her into his gray Toyota Camry. Now, she was an older woman. They do say that he tried dragging her into his car, but she was able to get away. Not an hour later, police say the same man turned up at the Dunbar Center on North Upper, tried to entice 2 elementary age girls into his Camry. Police took harassment reports for both incidents. They do have a good car description and a limited license plate number of 540 on a nature plate. What happened on Bryan Avenue has neighbors spooked.
I mean, you know, it's like I said, I grew up around here, and I've always felt safe around here and stuff, and I've never really known of anything bad to happen around here.
Police say that all 3 individuals involved are okay. They were not hurt. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we're going to talk to more neighbors who are now on the lookout for this man. Live in Lexington, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
After what happened yesterday, Lexington police are encouraging parents to talk to their children about what to do if a stranger approaches.
Well, it has certainly been a pleasant day across the region, and this nice weather is going to follow us into the weekend, especially those temperatures. WKYT meteorologist Jim Caldwell is here now with a check of our forecast. How about it, Jim?
That's right. Looks like it's going to be pretty solid out there with temperatures back to around average, which is actually pretty nice for this time of year. We're looking outside right now, and we are tracking the sunset. There you see it. And we're not getting a multicolored sunset. And what I mean by that is there's not a lot of moisture hanging out in the air, not a lot of cloud cover, which would give you all kinds of different colors that you would normally see in this type setup. So right now it's pretty clear out there for you. Right now in Lexington, we're now down to 40 degrees with a feels like temperature of 35. So when you factor in that west-northwest wind at around 7 miles per hour, it makes it feel a little bit worse. And that's going to be kind of the issue out there this evening. Just a little bit of a breeze pushing the actual temperature, at least what it feels like, down a little bit. Defender, quiet. We are scanning the sky, searching for some showers out there, and we won't find any, at least until sometime next week for you across parts of Kentucky. A little bit of cloud cover showing up just north of Louisville, and that's as close as it gets. Our daily breakdown looks like this. Bit of a milder weekend coming because there is a possibility we could see some upper 40s creep into the area, but the clouds will be back in town, and then the rain is here on Monday. We'll track all of those changes coming up in the full forecast here in just a few minutes.
A massive storm system continues to cause damage in California. Heavy rains and intense winds have triggered flooding, mudslides, and mandatory evacuations. In some places, mud and debris is up to 12 feet high, even burying homes. Those who have been spared stayed up all night to protect their property.
I was clearing the grates, so basically they don't get clogged up in all the mud funnels towards our house.
50,000 people in Southern California have no power. Dozens of flights have also been canceled in San Francisco, while Amtrak has suspended some of its service as well.
We're tracking the search for a man suspected of trying to steal from a restaurant. It happened at the subway on New Circle near Eastland Parkway. Police say a customer tried to buy a sandwich with change but didn't have enough money. When the clerk told him that, they say he became violent and tried to take cash from the register.
He threw one of the chairs around and started throwing bags of chips and tearing up the store, trying to get her to give him money.
Police say the man ran out of the store and did not get any money. Police need your help finding a masked man wanted in a holdup. Lexington police say he robbed the Southern Rays Tanning Salon on Richmond Road last Thursday. We're told he went into the business, demanded money, and implied he had a weapon. Police say he ran away on foot after getting some cash.
A man accused in a string of package thefts faced a judge this afternoon. Ryan Walker is charged with 2 counts of mail theft, which are felony charges. Lexington police say one of their officers witnessed Walker steal a package from a home. When they searched his apartment, we're told they found dozens of boxes of merchandise that didn't belong to him. Lawmakers continue to debate a spending bill. We have an update on their progress.
Most people buy their live Christmas trees at a lot or a farm, but did you know you can buy one online? We'll tell you how that works in this growing business in Better Living.
We are tracking the investigation into a dog abuse case. We'll tell you if police are any closer to charging anyone. That's on WKYT News at 5:30.
Here's a look at the most viewed stories on our website right now. People want to know more about Alex Poythress' season-ending injury, an investigation into stores with stolen goods on their shelves, and a fire at a Bell County strip mine. You can find these stories and more on WKYT.com. The U.S. Senate considering a $1.1 trillion spending bill. The House narrowly passed it during a late-night vote. Many Democrats don't like provisions in the bill significantly raising the cap on campaign contributions and easing restrictions on Wall Street. Despite the objections, the White House wants to avoid a budget battle in the new year.
There's no doubt that the amount of leverage that Democrats have on Capitol Hill will be reduced as a result of the Republican gains that were made in the last midterm election.
Right now, there's a temporary measure funding the government for the next 48 hours.
An intense search today for a suspect in a police shooting. Investigators in DeKalb County, Georgia say 2 officers were shot while responding to a home invasion. They suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Police shot and injured one of the suspects. The other was caught this afternoon. An autopsy shows a 12-year-old boy shot by police died from a single gunshot wound. A Cleveland police officer shot and killed Tamir Rice at a park on November 22nd. The medical examiner's report says the bullet hit him in the abdomen. Police say the officer thought the gun Rice had in his hand was real. It turned out to be a pellet gun. A grand jury will decide if the officer should be charged.
A computer glitch forced the closure of airspace around London today. A power outage at an air traffic control center in Shanwick, England, caused the failure. There have been delays and cancellations because of the problem. London's airports serve an average of 350,000 passengers a day. The National Hockey League dealing with a mumps outbreak. About a dozen players from 4 teams have come down with the extremely contagious illness. Droplets of saliva or mucus from the mouth, nose, or throat spread the disease. The Centers for Disease Control say the transmission from team to team is unusual.
We certainly see outbreaks amongst groups that tend to be together. We see outbreaks in university settings, sometimes in sports settings, but usually restricted to one team itself that practices together, shares water bottles, things like that.
Mumps usually start with fevers, headache, muscle aches, fatigue, and loss of appetite, followed by swollen salivary glands. Most patients fully recover.
A couple of Christmas Grinches were caught on tape. A Phoenix man says 2 people stabbed the giant inflatable Santa in his yard. Surveillance video from the man's house shows the 2 stabbing the Santa 3 times. The incident has the man worried about his family's safety.
And the part that really bothers me is it was early in the evening and any one of my kids could have been coming out. I mean, if they're going to stab a Santa, God only knows what they're going to stab.
Well, that man plans to turn his video over to police to help them catch the culprits. Police have a plan to keep drivers safe this holiday season. Lexington police started their Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign today. They'll be looking for anyone driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol. The campaign lasts through New Year's Day. A dog continues to recover from an extreme case of abuse. We are tracking the investigation and when someone might face charges on WKYT News at 5:30.
Why those online holiday deals might not be the best buys and the unusual place where you can buy a live Christmas tree. Those stories next in Better Living.